Mondays with the Mako, back at you, coming to you from Australia. And I've got my dude Timmy here, Tim Reid, the #1 podcast in Australia today. And that's what I want to talk about.
Hey?
That's all you, baby. But I'm blessed. I've had some time with Amanda Stevens. You know, Amanda's close to me. And Big Tim was here, and he's a brother now. He's teaching me Aussie rules football.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going with his team, but I've got another team I like, the Richmond Tigers here.
Sorry about the Tigers. Hawthorn Hawks are the ones you want.
The Hawks.
The Hawks.
But hey, check that out. All the
Yeah.
way in Australia representing. But Tim, I'm going to pick his brain for about 3 minutes here on podcasts. You've heard me talk about connecting, engaging, providing value, using digital means and mediums to do so. And man, this man is on fire with it. So Tim, tell us a little bit about how you got started with a podcast. I think people are somewhat reluctant to take that podcast step.
Yeah, they are. Well, how I got started, more interestingly, it's really the mindset around podcasting. So 9 years ago, I came across a podcast called Killer Innovations, it's actually out of the States. The guy who was vice president of innovation at Hewlett Packard was putting out this audio content on this thing called iTunes. And I came across it and I couldn't believe it, because what I discovered was that, what I realized was that any small business owner could now have their own media platform. So we no longer had to lease space off a large media organization like a newspaper or a TV or radio station. We could go and create our own platform, in this case, a radio show or a podcast. And so once I realized that, which didn't take very long, I rang a mate who was in radio and said, can you help me out? And he did. And I started the Small Business Big Marketing Show 9 years ago and never looked back. So from my point of view, I just think, Jeremiah, that the idea of being able to create your own media platform and promote your business, your personal brand, your products, your services from it, it's just, we live in extraordinary times, and I think that's a significant shift in the marketing landscape the last few years.
Tell us a little bit about what your content's all about. It's for small businesses.
Yeah, mate, it is. It's 100% locked and loaded for small business owners. I've been in marketing all my life, so about the last 80 years. And no, joking, 70 years.
Massive background Tim has. It's credible.
Yeah. And so the show was completely set up to make marketing easy for small business owners who, if you're one of them, you probably find marketing too complicated, too expensive, or too time consuming. So my view is that it is not, and marketing is an incredibly important investment into your business if you want to attract and retain the right type of prospects and clients.
Yep.
So therefore, why not do it really well? And that's the whole premise of the show. I interview successful small business owners. I talk to them about their story. I give them my point of view on their business. I answer listener questions. I drill down into marketing tips and tricks in every episode, and it goes out every Thursday.
Where can we find it? I know where I can find it because I know how to find podcasts. But people that aren't really engaged with the podcast material, where can we get your podcast?
Smallbusinessbigmarketing.com is the first place to start. That's where the last 426 episodes live.
Wow, mate. Well done.
And you can go to iTunes, your favourite podcast catcher. I love Downcast as a podcast catcher.
Nice, I do too.
Yeah, so, there's lots of ways of doing it. But if these guys are all small business owners, I would encourage them to really, think a little bit outside the square and promote your business differently. So if you like the idea of a podcast, do a podcast, but you could get a YouTube channel going, you could blog, you could self-publish. These are all media platforms to promote that beautiful business of yours into the empire it deserves to be.
Love it. What do you think's holding people back from getting out there with some of their energy, their value? What are they nervous about?
Well, they're nervous about putting themselves out there. They're nervous about the fact that all of a sudden, this modern marketing landscape, like a podcast, like video marketing, like a blog, requires you, the business owner, to express your opinions, to share your ideas.
Yeah.
And people get scared of doing exactly what we're doing right now, which is sitting in front of a camera, a basic smartphone, and just doing something which is low, with all respect, low quality production value, but that's cool because hopefully the content that we're actually producing is of value. And I think that's much more important than whether you've got the lighting right or whether, Jeremiah's done his hair this morning, which he hasn't, and I haven't shaved.
Tim, you're a stud. He's taking me to the river to see the sunset today in Noosa, and we've had just a magical time.
It's going to be really romantic, mate.
I'm going to put his material, you guys, into the body of the post this week so you can dig into the podcast, find Tim, engage with him. He is a champion for small business. I'm pleased to have him in my corner now. Humbled, honored.
Beautiful.
It's been a great trip, brother.
Mwah.
Bless you guys. Go dominate, dig in, and get your material out there so we can find you.
Yeah.